Hey guys, Dave from Dave's Dimension. Have you ever wanted to be a Ghostbuster? Have you ever wanted your own proton pack? Well, we got one and we're about to unbox it. Spenglers Proton Pack from Haslab, Hasbro Pulse. So guys, what do you say? Who are you gonna call? Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back again, Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back again to the channel that is your home for tech, toys, and talk. So we're back again. As you guys saw in the intro, we've got ourselves a proton pack. Now this is my first ever participation in the Hasbro Pulse Haslabs. Now over the years, the Haslabs have brought us some amazing items. I've never seen one in person, personally myself, because if you're not familiar with Haslab, it's pretty much like a crowdfunding or Kickstarter, if you will. They do a limited run, and if they meet goal, it goes to production. If it doesn't, there's no money taken, and maybe get better luck with the next campaign. Now they also do have stretch goals. A stretch goal is let's say with the famous G.I. Joe Sky Striker that's coming out. If you reach a certain number of orders made, then they'll throw like maybe an extra accessory or figure into it. So that's an example of stretch goal. The Ghostbusters Spengler Proton Pack blew out all the goals ahead of time. I want to say that all the goals might have been reached within 7 days or just over 7 days, which is pretty amazing. Now, not every Haslab gets funded. Unfortunately, in the past year or so, there's been several that have failed, 2 of which are Star Wars. There was the Rancor, and then there was also Reva's lightsaber. But we're not here to talk about those. We're here to unbox and give you guys my thoughts and opinions on the Haslab. Now, I work Monday through... So you guys can see. Here's the bottom of it. It looks like a old metal footlocker or chest. I am thankful for all the additional cardboard packaging on here, because this should protect the actual box itself. Well, holy Jeebus. So here we are. We got the this was a real chest. We have the latches one in here, like a thumbprint. That's pretty cool. Egon Spengler Proton Pack right there. We get our obligatory branding, of course. Our Hasbro 14 and up. I do have a little bit of boxing right here, a little bit of bending right here, but that's perfectly fine, guys. Just give you guys a look. We got some rusting right here. It'd be great if we could find or source some metal chests just like this so we can weather them and make an actual proper container. Because let's face it, this cardboard is not going to last long. Let's be perfectly honest. Now we get tape right here. Okay. Now you guys know I'm not a boxer. I'm not really gonna tape peel without damaging the box. I think if you do it slow, nope, we're gonna leave that right there. If you try and peel the tape off, it will take some of the cardboard off, so guys, be careful. So let's get right on into this. That's awesome. We get the graphics. We get the Ghostbusters graphics right here. You can see right here. We get the Ghostbusters emblem, of course. See it right there. Now, these I believe are our stickers. They include some... No, this might be the instruction book. Again, they love tape. One of my blades is super sharp, the other one not so much. No, this is our, blueprints. This, I just had a piece of paper fall down there. I'll get it later. But we have our obligatory legal jargon. Look and file it. And this is actually, shows us the instructions on how to disassemble inside. All the different crevices and instructions, but this is a nice little graphic right here. I would love to get a blown up version of this and have this as like a poster, because what I might do is I might actually have the pack sitting in one of my cabinets. And this would be cool if we had something like this right behind it, you know? Very cool blueprint right there, guys. Again, all your instructions right there. We're gonna wing it. That's just how we do. So we got this here. This comes out. Now, if you ever saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, you know this is how Phoebe finds the trap. This works on a little mechanism. We have an arrow here. So we just have to up right there. I love that all the detailed graphics that they went on this. It's just amazing. Our phantasmical samples, potentially sentient, handled with extreme care. You guys know what this is going to be, right? Let's go check this out. Remind me. Here. Oh, this is going to be our marshmallow. Now you can actually lay this over the portions of the pack and it'll actually fix right onto it, so it can look like your pack is engulfed in marshmallow. Kind of a nod to Ghostbusters 1, and also remember our boy Podcast kind of got covered in marshmallow when he was tasing the mini puffs. So I'm going to stow this away right now. Now those who went in on the Haslab within the first 48 hours, they actually got this set plus a slime set. So that's a pretty awesome variant right there. Put this back in the box. Put that off to the side. Now, we got a little ghost trap right here. Whatever could be in here. Guys, take a look at the nice graphic detail on here. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest, it is slightly lazy. They just took this one graphic and threw it on here. Not what the side of a ghost trap looks like, but I'm not going to nitpick. Now, the back side does have a few knobs. This is not exactly accurate, but hey, let it go. The top of it, we get our little sensor right here, and of course the doors. Let's open up these doors and see what we have in the trap. Well, I should have my PKE out right now. Class 5, full room vapor, or what do we have here? A little bit more tape here. Pencil note, do not drop knives. There we go. Okay, I think these are the mini puffs. Now, you might have seen the mini puffs on Amazon, Hasbro, and everywhere else, but with these, we get a burnt variation. That's right. We get a burnt variation on the mini puffs. Take a look at that right there, guys. How awesome is that? Detail we got here. I mean, it's not just like, I mean, they did some nice airbrushing on here. There's one of them. We're like, ooh. This reminds me when the OG Ghostbusters show up and the mini puffs are excited to see them show up. Got him right there. Now, they do come with some extra heads, so we can swap the heads around. Another one, so you know they're not all repeated. Different ones. They do have head holes. So we can pose them on stands and other items. Love these so far. My wife has the regular mini puffs. I told her that the burnt ones are mine. She's not getting them. One looks like he's ready to be a s'more. This is awesome. we get some alternate heads, like I said here. Look at the alternate heads. Devilish look right there. Again, Hasbro went completely no plastic whatsoever. That is what the packaging is. Kind of Goofy sticking out his tongue. Here. And these are not found retail anywhere, so you will not find these. You might find someone who buys the regular mini puffs and maybe might try and weather them, scorch, get some naps right there. But I'm loving these guys. These guys look awesome. And honestly, when I saw the mini puffs in the actual movie for the very first time, I will admit, it gave me Gremlin vibes. It was so awesome. So that's all we have in this section right here. So we're going to lift this up. Go. There's a box in here. I don't know what that box was for. That's just the underside of it. We're gonna set that off to the side. These just look like packing, or just maybe some buffers, some spacers for the box itself. Guys, are you ready? Are you guys ready? I'm seeing this in person for the very first time, just like you guys are. We just reposition the camera right here. Guys, would you look at this? Look at the aura on that sucker. This looks amazing. Now, some of these, there are some Greebles that will come right out, but you can pop them right back in. So if you're at a con, don't be worried. Don't be afraid if something is going to break. Now, full disclosure, I am not the first one to receive a Proton pack, the Spengler pack. You can check out my video about the Dublin Ghostbusters. They were the first ones to receive it, so you can see some of the photos that they unveiled, and I'm going to have a link to that video in the video description below. Please check it out. But there's already a ton of people who've already begun modding the packs. One thing about the Ghostbusters community, if you are uninitiated or you are not too well versed in the depths of the online community for Ghostbusters, majority of the Ghostbusters, any Ghostbuster franchise or fan out there, we're heavily on modifying. I've modified Spirit Proton packs. I've even modified a PKE from Spirit Halloween, painted it, weathered it. We add little extras to it. People have already worked out ways around the power supply on here. More about that a little later. People are actually replacing this little mesh sleeve with the actual ones that you can get at your auto parts place, Home Depots, Lowe's, hardware stores. That may be a mod that I do later on, but I would weather mine. We still have some assembly here, but take a look at. I want to show you guys the weathering on here. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want to show you guys this right here. Now I have to pull this out, but take a look at this. The size of the cyclotrons. This looks slightly bigger than what I have on my skill. Just slightly. Everything, we have the shock mounts, the end filter. This is the cyclotron itself. We have our power cell, gearbox. This is where the ion arm will go. That's an additional attachment we have to put in here. We have the ribbon cable. This looks like this is GB1. It's like almost like a GB1 variant. Yeah, that's a GB1 variant of the ribbon cable right here. Now, if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you might say, hey, this doesn't look like the Proton pack from 1 and 2, because this is Egon's pack. saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, check it out. If you haven't seen it, go check it out right away. But Egon kind of went on his own mission. Long story short, spoilers. And he kind of went off on his own because he felt that there was a tremendous evil coming. So he was working on his pack, putting extras, giving the pack maybe a little bit more strength, a little bit more efficiency. And that's why we have all these extra greebles, these little copper wires. Now I've seen Adam Savage on YouTube, Adam Savage of Mythbusters fame, obviously. He has his regular channel, and he actually did his own Afterlife version, his own interpretation. And he also did one day build of this pack, where he took this pack and added a little extras, like taking copper tape around each of these grommets, to give it more of a copper finish. A little extra weathering. That's just what the Ghostbusters frame does. But look at all this, guys. I don't have the words right now. I mean, for $400, this looks amazing. Without even starting it up, I'm saying it looks amazing. The weathering right there. That's weathering. I mean, a little bit of dry brushing, you might be able to get maybe half of that going on. But, you know, this kind of painting isn't just like, oh, 5 seconds and I'm done. No. This takes like several, I mean, you're probably maybe 5 or 6 different applications to get this kind of finish before you even seal it. It looks tremendous here. Now, I'm looking at a few things. There are a few things that, as a Ghostbusters fan, someone who has modified several packs, there's 1 or 2 things that kind of make me want to make some adjustments, and maybe I will in the future. But let's continue with this unbox. Mounted. You guys can see everything. Right there. So, got our little side view right there, and it does come with straps. Now these are not your proper Alice frame straps, but they threw straps on here so you can wear this right away. Now I'm just going to set this off to the side. Of course, we got our paper, more stuffing. This is to keep everything held in place. And what else do we have in here? Well, we have the stands. Also, we get more extras in here, by the way. Hasbro, you love your tape, don't you? I'm trying to keep everything nice, but that's not going to happen. So, those who want... Now, Hasbro was very cool about this. They gave us unweathered labels. Now, if you want to modify your pack to make it look Ghostbusters 1 style, you know, there are ways you can remove some of the greebles. The greebles are the little extras, like the little copper wirings that you saw in the pack. Those are what I call greebles. Those little extra items you might not necessarily know what the names are. You can remove them. You could hypothetically repaint the pack if you wanted. Give it GB1 labels. Now these are just, they just look like smooth, glossy vinyl stickers. That's all that they are. They're not like the aluminum ones that you can get through Mac Factory and some of the other ones. But they are pretty cool, and it is something cool to have. We're going to set that off to the side. We get some promo art from Ghostbusters Afterlife, and these are decals. Now, if you wanted, you could throw these on your pack, or you could just keep them as they are. I think I'm going to keep them as they are. They look like, I mean, very cool art. Like, here we are, you know, everything just, I mean, the art on here is tremendous. Give you guys a nice thorough look right here. And we have some Ghostbusters One Love. We got Gozer the Gozerian, OG Gozer that is, Ecto 1. I mean, that's just awesome right there. Again, I don't think I'm going to use those decals. I'm going to keep them. Probably keep them like in a kind of a clear envelope, like for display purposes. And they give us Egon Spengler's journal right here, guys. That's not too thick, but it gives you the appearance of handwritten notes. You got the one, the green ghost, aka Slimer. The development of all the different years it's used for. The history of the Ghostbusters. Development of the gunner's chair. The RTV, the remote control trap. Everything is in here, guys. I mean, this is something I'm probably going to spend a couple hours going through. They even show some extra items in here which we don't see yet. The Ecto Extractor. Right here. Guys, this is... there's notes about Muncher in here. I don't know if that would be maybe a new notes added by Phoebe in podcast, possibly. It's got the same writing style, so I think it's more meant to be an interpretation of Egon. Abandoned Foundry Exploration designated Rust City by the locals. This is definitely Egon. So Egon knew about Muncher. He knew about Muncher, so maybe he considered Muncher, safe. You get the numbers, all the different notes in here. Honestly, I would love if they somehow, in a year or two, release this as a hardbound. I would love this as a hardbound. I'm going to find some way to keep this sealed because, I mean, I don't want this to be easily torn or weathered. I mean, everything on here, the art on here, the faux hand drawing on here. I mean, everything looks amazing. I mean, it's just awesome. We got like the card from Ray's Cult. Everything is just in here. Of course, we have the unlicensed nuclear accelerator family. Callie, Trevor. So this is very cool indeed. And then we have this stand here. And this is something special, guys. This is how we're going to connect the Spengler wands to the Proton Pack. And also they gave us metal mounting brackets. So we can put, for those of us who are going to put an Alice frame onto the back of the Proton Pack for our authentic looks. That's what that is. Now, if you're not familiar with an Alice frame is basically, if you ever saw military field packs that the Army, Marines, everyone in the military ever used, there's a metal frame that holds the bag onto their backs. That's what the Ghostbusters use. If you ever notice when they're put on the Proton Packs, they have these green shoulder straps and a green waist strap. That's the Alice frame. The Alice frame is a metal mounting that goes on the back of the Proton Pack so that you can wear it on your back. Now this is going to be what connects. We have our little connectors right here. This is what's going to connect into the Spengler wand. And this end goes into the Spengler Proton Pack. So the wand and the pack will work as one. There's working electronics in here, guys. That's right, we'll be able to turn the pack on and off with the wands. Just one of the many extras that they did. This was something that we did not know that they would have working when the pack launched. When the Haslab launched, we did not know that this was going to be a possibility, but it is. So much love and awesome. This is... I'm not sure what this is. Check that. Oh, this is the ion arm. Okay. Now, they did give us an orange cap. Now, in case you're wondering what this orange cap is for, now, they did two versions of the Spengler Neutrona wand, which is basically the gun or the rifle that connects to the Proton Pack. It's where the particle stream gets shot from. Now, version 1 is all silver. Now, there was a lot of concerns that people thought, in the cosplay community at conventions, you have to have an orange cap on any kind of a prop gun that you're wearing so that no one mistakes it for a real one. There's no working proton accelerator that can shoot particle streams, okay? But the second version of the Spengler wand that they did, they added an orange cap to it so that people aren't confused. So if you have version 1, you could put this on and you'll be safe at Comic-Cons. And to me, that it seems silly, but I'm not going to argue. It's just something that they threw in here. You can choose to use it or not. It's up to you. Now, this is all the, like I said, the metal hardware that's going to mount the pack, the Alice ring to the Proton pack itself. I'm going to leave that there for right now. Now, this is the ion arm. Now, if you ever, on the Proton package, you notice I said their ion arm was missing. If you ever saw kind of a copper or brass looking rod that sticks out, hangs downwards from the Proton pack, that is this. Now, it looks, I like that Hasbro actually gave us a metal ion arm, which is good. But this faux plastic here, one thing that kind of annoys me is usually there's supposed to be a bolt here and a bolt here. So I could easily see one of two things happening. I could see Ghostbusters in the community either putting like maybe a faux cap head screw on here, in here, to give it a look, or either some kind of a sticker or decal to give it that look, or just replacing this completely. Probably grinding down the little ports that we see on the Proton pack itself. I'll show you what I mean. Right here, there's a little port that kind of sticks out right here, right here and here. I could see someone grinding this down with a Dremel and maybe using a little bit of epoxy and putting a real iron arm, because there are ones that you can get through various retailers out there. Etsy, you can do 3D printed ones. Ben & Kent is a great retailer to go through. They're based in the UK. Now all this is going to do is just snap on here, guys. There you go. We have it on there. Now I'm sure with enough pressure it can come right off. Which, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I mean, I don't think anyone's really going to grab it by this. I mean, some of us in the community, sometimes we have pulled our packs with the arm. You just have to remember with the Spengler, not really going to be doing that. Okay. I love that the transistors here, it's rubber on here. Oh, you can slide them off. Okay, that is a thing. I did not know we could slide these off. And that might be something I might suggest if you're traveling. You might want to pull some of these off for traveling purposes. So if you're traveling and depending on your circumstances or how you're shipping it, you don't want anything to get caught on it, they can just kind of hang loose so there's not anything tugging or causing damage on it. So I guess that's one way to go about it. Oh, I can just remove that right off. So if like you're traveling or maybe you're putting this in storage, you can kind of take a couple of these off. And yeah, oh, that's okay. That's gonna make modding so much easier. Like if I want to put real tape on here instead of this faux stuff, I can easily do that. So that is awesome, man. I'm loving it. I mean, honestly, whoever part of the Hasbro team, whoever was developing the pack, honestly, with all due respect, you can tell they're fans. They are fans. Only fans would do this. Only fans would think of this. You know? Because I can't tell you how often I have to make repairs on my packs. My spare packs, before I sold, I actually built 3 spare packs in the past. And I sold 3 of them. I sold my Back to the Future one to fund this Haslab. That I did a lot of work in. I'll include photos of each of the 3 packs so you guys can check it out. You can check that on the screen right now. These are 3 regular spare Halloween packs that usually retail between $79 and $80. And I added tons of electronics. I gutted the lights, the electronics, and I just painted them, upgraded them beyond anything. But yeah, we get some more detail right here. We got the booster tube. We have a speaker right here. Now, there is a vibration motor in here. I'm going to be turning that off. I'm going to be turning that off for the sheer fact that a lot of people have posted videos of it, and it looks like utter crap. It looks and sounds like utter crap, so we're not going to be doing that. Okay? Now, I just need to grab a Phillips head screwdriver so we can put a battery in here. Okay? Whoa! You know what? Maybe we're going to put the stand together very quickly. Together very quickly. Shouldn't be too complicated, right? set this off to the side. Let me grab a screwdriver. Too small of a one, you might strip. Then you screw. There you go. Doesn't take much. And now in here we have to put 4 D batteries, which I happen to have right here. By the way, batteries are not cheap. There are some people working on some USB connectors for the power cell, for like a rechargeable battery pack. Because honestly, a lot of Ghostbusters, a lot of us cosplayers, with our proton packs, whether it's Spirit or Full Scale, we actually converted what's called Blue Brick, or a well-known one is Talent Cell battery packs, or power banks. Okay, you guys hear that? So let's go look here. Now, in Ghostbusters Afterlife, we saw something we didn't see in any of the other Ghostbusters movies. In the very first job that the Ghostbusters do, at the Sedgwick Hotel, they're in the elevator, and Ray says, says, turn me on. There's a lever. We see Egon reach behind the pack, but we don't see where. Okay, so there's technically 2 switches on here. This was the actual right underneath the gearboxes right here. There is a switch to turn the pack on. But that's not what we see on screen in Ghostbusters Afterlife. Put a red toggle switch right here. Okay, I don't know how well you guys can see that right here. The red switch. Some people 3D printed a fake one, but let's put this on. Now this is the Afterlife version. Now there are 2 sound modes in here. There's 1984 and there's Afterlife. You can hear kind of a sputtering happening there, right? Hear that? Like it's unstable. That's that sound that tells you this is Afterlife. And you can kind of hear the motor kind of buzzing. Now we can take the shock mount off to remove the bumper. Let's see what happens. Turns right off. Turns right off. Now on here, take this off. This comes off. Force that. We have to learn on how we take it off. This screw off? Not sure. I'm just going to stick it over here. I think this comes off. I'm going to leave that there for right now. Now, in case you guys are wondering, we have the core here. So we've got the core. cyclotron core. I love the weathering on here. I have seen some people take some silver, do some of the little wires right there, make them look more silver and metallic-like. If all you have to do is really go to the Ghostbusters, there's Ghostbusters Facebook groups, Ghostbusters Worldwide. There's even a Haslab Proton Pack modders group. There's tons of groups. People are posting these pictures all the time. A little bit of inspiration from all over. So this is the inside of our Neutrona, our Proton Pack. And we have more on here. I mean, it's just awesome. The way they did this is tremendous. Now there's two switches here. I want to say the top one is for the motor to turn off. Turn off motor. So this one, so we're going to turn that off. You can hear a little sound. Hear that? So that should be put us on 1984 mode. Go. And that's our regular Ghostbusters 1 pattern right there. Because you get one light rotating at a time. You get a nice little steady powering up on the power cell, right? Turn that off. Go. I'm going to try the other switch. That doesn't do anything right there. So we're going to turn that back. We should hear Afterlife, the Afterlife mode without the motor. And personally, I'm digging the Afterlife mode better than GB1. Honestly, if I wanted Ghostbusters 1 style, I have a 1-to-1 pack already for Ghostbusters 1. So this will be perfect. Okay? This, I'd rather have the weathering. And you guys know me, if you ever see me do any mods, I love weathering. I like things to look worn and tattered, and that's what this is. Now, technically speaking, this shouldn't even be functioning since I took this out, right? What kind of a scientist am I? I left the core out. Now, there is a bolt here that you have to screw down. So you can get that in place and it's not going to move. Personally, I love this for anyone who's a collector. Also, anyone who's a cosplayer. And let's say you're a part of a Ghostbusters franchise. Or you're doing an event, you want to raise some money. Maybe you have your Proton Pack open on display so people can see the inside of a Proton Pack. I mean, this is the first time in, God, 35 plus, maybe almost 40 years. I mean, it's 2023 now. Ghostbusters turns 40 next year in 2024. In just under 40 years, it took us to see the inside of the Proton Pack. I mean, I'm so blown away by this, guys. I really am. Obviously, this goes on a certain way. You feel it lock into place. We're going to take our bumper. There are slots, by the way. So this will not just slide on. There are slots and grooves. Right here and right here. Okay. Take our shock mount. Now, there are people who've already replaced this with a real shock mount. Apparently, you can take these screws out, remove this, and actually, with a little bit of epoxy and a little bit of creativity, put this on a real shock mount. If you really want authenticity, you can go check out gbfans.com. They have a lot of articles, a lot of information about some upgraded mods. Plus, they have a community message board. So you can talk with other Ghostbuster fans. So you can get ideas on how to mod, questions, queries. Now, here's, I'm trying to figure out how do we, this actually opens up. Is this like a mechanism? This actually opens up to be a specialized compartment. There we go. Oh. do this again. So yeah, this opens up as a nice little cavity for storage. Personally, I know that there are happy people who rig, like I said, a battery pack inside here, but maybe you have your pack on display at a time. Actually, there's pegs right here. Let's see. Pegs here and here and here and here, so we could actually rig up a couple of our puffs to look like they're taking over our pack. Yeah, I mean, you gotta play around with it. I'm trying to do this upside down, but you guys get the idea. There is a ton we can do here with this. I mean, come on, how awesome is that? Now, if you're an asthmatic like me, maybe use this for storage for an inhaler or who knows what, you know? A Twinkie or two, I don't know. Ghostbusters, we love our Twinkies. So, yeah, I mean, this is awesome. Plus, by the way, guys, they put something in here that us Ghostbuster fans have been doing on our packs for a long time. The crank knob, which has always been a part of the Proton pack. Okay, I'm firing up the pack right now. Give you guys a better look right here. See this knob? I can crank up the volume more, or I can turn it down. It's something we've done on our Proton packs over the years. I mean, give you guys more looks here. Obviously, you can see that these have been repaired. Now, you notice there's a red and a black wire. On most of the packs, it's red and blue. Obviously, Egon has done repairs over the years. Do these come out? Yes, these come off too. So, if you wanted to disassemble this and do some touch-ups, some paints in certain tight, hard-to-reach spots, you can do this, guys. Everything on here, I mean, it's telling a story. Like, take a look at this. Obviously, it looks like the pack has been scuffed up pretty good right here. We have a plastic covering on here. I'm going to peel that off. There's weathering, a little bit of light brushing here. This is something that's easily done. I mean, honestly, this looks more like paint strokes than brushing, than scrapes. And that might be something I touch up over time. I'm not going to do it right away. But like something like this, you can see if you look really close here. Try to get this as close as possible. You guys can see that these. You can see the lines, the striations. So you can see that these come off as basic paint strokes, just like strokes with a brush. I mean, when I do some of my dry brushing, I'm going kind of like on a side, going across, to give it more of a solid, consistent scraping look. This looks like strokes here. So, I mean, this would be a minus here. I would consider that a minus, but you know what? That's okay. Now, we get a lot of bolts here. Obviously, this is for the pack right here, the back of it, the motherboard. A lot of people are already talking about replacing the motherboard. I could see why. Because the motherboard is supposed to have kind of a metallic aluminum, but painted like a black semi-gloss kind of look to it. And it doesn't. It comes off very plastic looking. And usually we have a big danger decal right here, which we don't have, but you can easily get that. But I love all the details on here. Put that back on. Our end filter for venting. We have a faux clip art valve, but it looks really good though. Some people have registered some frustrations with the V-hook. This is where we holster the wands. I know a lot of people are already talking about replacing this, and there's a lot of sources out there where you can do that. So, I'm curious about this hole right here. I'm not sure what that's for. That could be some kind of access point, or maybe some kind of ventilation. Again, we get the striations, the paint marks. It just looks like maybe mechanical brushing. I'm probably going to touch that up myself, to be perfectly honest. The Neutrona one looks fantastic. But those, I mean, I can see those lines. That's probably going to bother me. Everyone's going to be different. This is your own collectible, guys. So please, if you went on a Haslab, don't be judged or swayed or motivated by my own opinions. These are just my initial thoughts on the pack itself. The decals, I think they did tremendous with the decals. They swung and home run on the decals. I mean, for $400, you really can't complain. You have no right to complain for $400, guys. I mean, the Spirit Halloween packs, they started around $69, when I think $65 or $69 the first year they came out. Now they're, I think, $80 or $90 a pop. And I mean, this, I mean, oh, you're talking almost $90, almost $100, right? So I mean, for 4 times, a little bit more than 4 or 5 times that price, you can get you got something like this. If they ever do another Haslab on Proton pack, I would say go for it, guys. Even if you're only a casual cosplayer, I mean, for $400, someone sees a Proton pack, they're just pulled to it. They really are. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. This is amazing. Again, the V-hook, I'm not too crazy about it. People have said that the wand doesn't feel too secure on it. So some people do the Dixie Cup V-hooks, which you can get through a lot of retailers, Etsy, Amazon, hardware stores. Basically, the Dixie Cup dispenser holders. That's the kind of clip that they kind of use. Now let me get the wand so we can connect the wand up, guys. Okay. Okay, so we got our Spenglers Proton wand. Now, turn it off. Now on here it has its own power supply, right? Not anymore, guys. See, I'm removing it, putting it off to the side. We're actually going to be putting this in its place. But first, let's connect the hose up. Kind of has this has kind of a gas mask hose kind of look to it. I've seen some people try and weather them. I've seen some green ones. I'm not planning to do that myself. Not trying to tempt bait, as it were. Interesting. And have it upside down. Now, there have been people who've been having some power issues with the wand and the pack working consistently. You want to make sure you're putting this on straight and screwing. There's a little cap at the end that screws on. You want to make sure you have it on as tight as possible. I've gotten all this information from, well, Facebook and research. Okay, so guys, if you saw what I did, I just went like this. There's a groove already in here, and then we're just gonna screw this on. And just to show you guys, kind of hangs there. It's this is good. Here we go. So here we are. The Spengler Proton pack in all of its glory. And literally you're ready to rock this on. Now, can we turn, will it work? Okay. We're not getting power. Let's test this out. Now we're getting power. There we are. Can we shut the pack off on here? You can turn off the neutrino wand. There we go. Now, as you guys see, my hand is right here. I'm going to go to the wand. and it turns on the pack. There we are, guys. You got your fully functional Spenglers Proton pack. Keep it stocked, or modify it, weather it. I could do with a little bit of weathering up here, to be honest. I mean, this does have, when you look at it, it does look plastic. It does look plastic, to be perfectly honest. I might do a little bit of silver scuffing. But like up here, they did really good on the weathering here. A little bit right here. The wand times out, that's perfectly fine. So does the pack. Now you could just leave your wand off. Turn your pack on. And there you go. On a scale of 1 to 10, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10. Guys, it's a friggin' 10 if not more. Is it perfect? No. But to be perfectly honest, this is the first time in under 40 years that as a kid, as a Ghostbuster, you can have a 1-to-1 scale proton pack for under $500. I mean, well, hell, under $1,000. I mean, this is a fully functional 1-to-1 scale. We got this for $400 plus tax, guys. And look at all the extras. We get the little mini puffs we got in here. We got the Spengler journal. We got the decals. We got the GB1 pack stickers, if you want to mod your pack in that fashion. And we have a stand here. I mean, and like I said, let me show you guys. Here are the straps that they have here. Yes, you can rock these right away. Okay, these are just as padded. They're a little bit more padded than the actual Alice frame straps are. Now you can remove these, and there is a kidney pad, because there is a kidney pad for the back of your back. Because these packs, the packs that the guys wore in the movies were probably 60 or 80 pounds. My proton pack is probably a good 30 to 40 pounds. I mean, it's a resin shell. I mean, tons of electronics in there. I have real metal parts on my pack. So it adds a lot of heft and weight to it. So it can really, if you're wearing this for like 10 or 12 hours, like at an all-day event, Comic-Con or something like that, it's going to weigh on you. So the fact that this is so light, I mean, I'm lifting this with one hand right now. I mean, this is probably about maybe, I don't know, 12, maybe 15 pounds. And these straps are fully adjustable. Anyone of any size can really do it. I have an Alice frame. I'm going to be doing a separate video on me putting the Alice frame on here. And if I do some additional mods, I will do more updated videos. Now, I will say this. Some of these screws right here, I might take a little bit of brown ember and kind of weather them up a little bit. But all in all, guys, this is tremendous. For my first Haslab, now if you guys follow the channel, I wasn't exactly perfectly happy because they sent out tracking like 10 or 12 days. I received tracking on the 9th, and there was no movement for like 10 or 12 days. I reached out to Hasbro. They said, well, first I reached out to FedEx, and they said, no, you have to reach out to Hasbro. We haven't received the item. I reached out to Hasbro, and they told me that they do not ship in order of order received. That's its own tirade video. I'm going to have a link to that video if you want. Check it out in the video description below. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm glad that, because I was worried about not getting it, because there are stories about the international orders with Zavi that many of those were not going to be fulfilled. And that made me fear that, hey, maybe I won't get my pack, you know? This is my first time dealing with any Haslab whatsoever. But man, I am tremendously happy with this. I'm blown away by this. As someone who has used and worked with Spear Halloween Proton packs and modded them heavily, I'm amazed by this. There are a few things I would like to change, but I might not change them. Like, okay, these parts right here, this is usually a brass color. Now this is a rubber grommet, so what I might do is maybe a little brass, some gold or brass paint, some copper paint on here, weather it so the top of this will look that way. This elbow grommet right here, this is supposed to be kind of a gray, so I might take like maybe a gunmetal gray to it, weather it a little bit, and you know, not replace that, but just leave that right there. Same thing for up here. This is another brass piece. I will be doing a comparison video between my Ben & Kent / GB Fans Proton Pack, because it has electronics from gbfans.com, and the pack itself, most of it is constructed through parts in a kit I got from Ben & Kent, which you can find on Facebook and on Etsy. I highly recommend them. They're very responsive. But I mean, we have all the patchwork on here, like this. It looks like tons of electrical tape that was patched on this tube right here. Again, we have another representation of that same style right here. It looks like wrapped up electrical tape. We have this green kind of masking tape, kind of duct tape on here with grips. We see more of that faux tape right here. It just adds to these. It really does. The only gripe is, like, obviously this doesn't look right. This is not looking 100% accurate. Would at some point like to do this mod myself. It's just getting that kind of sleeve of this mesh, this hose mesh, over what's already on here. However, you're gonna have hard time finding this stuff right now. People are buying this in droves. Obviously, so one, they can have it for their multiple packs or maybe their groups, or there's someone who's trying to market on this because they can see a demand for it. Sad to say, but yeah, it is a thing, guys. It is a thing. But man, I'm loving this. I'm loving this pack, guys. Like I said, scale 1 to 10, it's a 10, guys. Is it perfect? Like I said, no. Nothing's going to be perfect, guys. Nothing is going to be 100% perfect. And plus, every pack is different. If you're a diehard Ghostbusters fan, if you look and do the research on every one of the packs, Egon's, Venkman's, Ray's, and Winston's, all their packs have different features and different little things on it. Okay, so there's no two Ghostbuster Proton packs that are identical. They're going to have scuffing, and as a friend of mine always tells me when it comes to prop making, there are no mistakes. There's only stories behind it. You know, if you get a scuff or a scratch, or you get a gouge somewhere, missing screw, you know, that's not a mistake. That's a story. These guys are Ghostbusters. They're running up and down buildings, chasing ghosts, being attacked by ghosts, being flung around by ghosts, like in Ghostbusters Afterlife. You know, the three OGs who, you know, technically are senior citizens are being flung across by a Gozer. And let's be honest, their packs are going to take some damage, right? Same thing here. There are no mistakes, just stories being told, guys. Okay? So guys, what do you think about this? Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Spengler Proton pack from Haslab. I mean, the one thing is I would like to have the cap screws in here. I'm going to figure something out about that at some point in time. I'm sure someone's going to come up with a mod. Now, as far as these grommets here, the transistors, yeah, this is right. The only thing that's missing is there's a little metal protrusion, little metal needle port that sticks out. They're not going to have that because it's a safety hazard. It is. Let's be honest. You can easily cut and hurt yourself, but that's perfectly fine. But everything else on here, man, I'm just blown away by this, guys. I'm blown away by this. I'm loving this. You guys have no friggin' idea. By the way, the stands. When I have the stand assembled, guess what, guys? I'm going to be painting it. I'm going to be modifying it. You guys will see in a future video. I'm going to have more videos coming out comparing this to my 1-to-1 scale Proton pack. I love look at this. We got like a little fake split right here with extra wires sticking out. I've seen some people who did some colors on each strand of wires. I'm just going to leave it as is right now. I mean, that's something I just noticed here. Guys, there's so much on here, and the great thing is, they made this, being able to pull these wires off. They did this for the fans, so that we can, because they know that we're going to mod, that we're going to modify these, give it our own flavor, our own taste. They had that in mind. And I'm pretty sure that's why they did this cavity right here. Because, I mean, this would fit a power pack so perfectly. Little USB power pack, right size. If you ran a wire from the inside electronics right into here, they kind of did that with us in mind, because then we can open this up. We can either leave the pack in there, like take a little, you know, some 3M tape, or even a little 3M Velcro strip, so you can pull your little battery bank in and out for charging purposes. And there's already people who are doing that without sacrificing the battery compartment, so you can still use batteries on here as a backup too. But like, there's a little bit more weathering right here. Again, you can see some strokes. Those strokes, those brush strokes, it does bother me a little bit. That's just because of I'm still a novice, by the way, guys. When it comes to painting, when it comes to mods, I'm still I'm big time novice. But you know what? That's something that I don't know. It just sticks out. It just shouts at me. It doesn't look natural to me partially. You know, maybe it does to some people, but to me, it just doesn't look natural. But everyone, what do I tell you guys? I tell you guys all the time. It's your collectible. It's your item. You display it how you want to. And I mean, I'm definitely going to do a little bit more weathering on it. This right here, I'm going to put a little bit more brass around this right here. And you guys will see, I'm going to do comparison videos when I do this with my 1-to-1 skill, which is technically a Ghostbusters Proton Pack, Ghostbusters 2 Proton Pack. But guys, I mean, everything on here is just amazing, guys. It's amazing. I mean, did I think when they came out with the Neutrona one, did I think we would get a pack? No, I was not thinking that. I thought it was out of the realm of reason. We've seen them. We've seen Hasbro do Haslabs for a lightsaber, which failed this past year. Reva. Did I think that they would pull off a proton pack? I really didn't, but they did. It's tremendous, guys. If they ever did another run of proton packs, I would say go for it. Would I do it? It depends. If it's the same one, I probably wouldn't. If it's the 1984, I probably would be tempted to do the pack. Especially if they do a separate wand for it, I would be really tempted to do it. I mean, yes, I could get another one of these and spend the time removing all these little, because see, like right here, this comes right out. So you can fill it up with a little bit of putty, and, you know, paint it over. Yeah, that's definitely something you could do. They made this in mind that if we want to take certain things apart, or maybe we want to take this out and we want to put real wires in here. I mean, that is something you can do. They even have the bar that's welded on here for Egon's pack. I mean, they did a tremendous job in here. Even the booster. I mean, everything looks fantastic on here. I'm blown away, guys. I really am blown away. I mean, the gouges on here, everything. I mean, this tells a story. This looks like it's been through hell and back, or to the afterlife and back. Giggity. I'm just blown away by this. I love this. And guys, I mean, I know a few of you have told me that you're waiting for my opinion, my reaction to this. It's a home run. It's a home run. It really is. I love the weathering. I mean, you can see some clean spots on this ribbon cable, but it looks fantastic. It looks to hell and back, like I said. With a few of these items, like I said, I might do some paint apps at some point in the future. I'm not planning to do it right now. But it looks fantastic, guys. I mean, all I have to do is slap my Alice frame on here, and I'm good to go. And like I said, these straps, I mean, if you really want to, you can leave these straps on here. You can. Me, as someone who is a cosplayer on a regular basis, I'm part of a local Ghostbuster franchise here in the Western New York region. I love the thickness of the pads. I almost kind of wish I could take these pads and put them on my Alice frame. There might be a way to do that. But these are fully adjustable for people of any size. So, yeah, I mean, we got tons of slack here for the waist right here. I mean, this is going to fit just about anyone. Even if you are a plus-size person and you find that the waist belt does not fit you quite right, there are belt extenders you can get through eBay. If you have any questions or concerns, you have some questions on how to find them, just go ahead and message me. You guys can see my socials right there at the bottom of the screen. Message me at Daves_Dimension on Instagram, or you can email me directly at davesdimension78@gmail.com. But guys, if you're a big cosplayer, don't feel like you can't pull this off. You can. Reach out to me directly. At one point in time, I was 495 pounds, guys. I'm 360 now. Trust me. There's nothing that says that there's a size limit or any kind of physical restrictions to prevent you from being a Ghostbuster. Okay? If you're a Ghostbuster at heart, you're a Ghostbuster in life, okay? But guys, honestly, this is just the beginning. I really friggin' hope that Haslab and Hasbro Pulse says, hey, the pack was amazing. Let's do more. Maybe more packs. Or, really what I would love to see is a Trap PKE and maybe Goggle. as a set, a Ghostbusters set. Give us the PKE from Afterlife, maybe some goggles, and a trap, or do a trap separately and then do the goggles and PKE as a pair. It easily can be done. And guess what? This year they're making Ghostbusters Firehouse. At least that's the studio's filming name, or the project name for it. And that's supposed to be finished filming and supposed to debut later this year. I think December of this year, guys. So that, and plus 2024, we are a year away from the anniversary of Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters 40th anniversary is going to be June 8th, 2024. That's 40 years from 1984 when it first came out, guys. And guys, don't forget, New York City Hook and Ladder number 8 is a functional firehouse. If you're ever in New York City, go ahead and visit the firehouse. They have, they're just an amazing group of firefighters there. They love when fans come through. Fans love to take pictures. They'll pose with you. And they also sell their own merch to help support the FDNY and Hook and Ladder 8 independently. They have their own Ghostbusters logo, guys. I mean, you really can't go wrong with checking it out. They embrace the fandom, and they should. And they have a very cool Ghostbusters collection there at the firehouse. So, guys, on a scale 1 to 10, like I said, I know this is my third time saying it. It's a home run, guys. It is a major, major, major go. Guys, if you know someone who's gotten this pack, go up to them, ask them, hey, can I see your pack? And take a look at it yourself. It is tremendous. It is a home run. And guys, I can't wait to put my house frame on here. I can't wait to suit up. And guys, who are you going to call? Dave's Dimension. Guys, as always, like I always tell you guys every single time, I got 2 things to say to you. Keep on busting, and I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care.